if you check out the video version quickly, I am at this stage of my morning routine. The hair is plopped. It is about to be unplopped, but I needed to show you. This is the stage. Post-shower, hair in a t-shirt, if you can't see what I'm doing right now. When I am not home alone, I feel like I need headphones on or earphones in to hear my own voice just to get into the podcast zone. Okay, welcome back to Human. I'm Jess, your host, and I'm so happy you're here. It's July. The sun is beaming down on my balcony right now. If you don't know, I live in downtown Toronto. I recently moved out of my parents' house, and I am talking all about my morning routine today. Specifically, obviously, my summer morning routine, because it has definitely shifted now that it's hot outside. I've had some motivation from my BF Josh in terms of getting up and getting some movement in the morning. But it's still a very well-rounded. I give myself rest. I listen to my body. Let's talk about it. Okay. I am so happy you're here, and I wanted to give a quick thanks just for the love that I received on last week's episode, launching the Mental Health Matchmaker podcast, a podcast I'm doing with Building Bridges Psychotherapy. And I'm just so excited to make it easier to find the right therapist. It's the reason I started Human to Human. And so for the people who've sent me kind messages, congratulating me, telling me they're excited to listen, thank you. It's available on all platforms. But without further ado, let's get into my summer morning routine. So I kick off every episode with a TMI story because I love to overshare a little bit just to remind you that we're all human, we're all weird, we're all messy, and don't worry, there'll be plenty of TMI in my morning routine. I will include some deets that you might not need to know, so that's where the TMI is going to come this episode. First of all, I have been just obsessed with an Alexa. I have an Alexa. Alexa, say hi.
Hello. I'm feeling funky fresh today. Hip hop skills. Get those toes to tap. Just ask, can you rap?
Oh my God, she's got a whole personality. And I am an individual who has some neurodiverse brain functioning things. And so being able to just tell her and ask her things and get her to do things for me is the thing that has changed my life. Honestly, it's so funny how little it may seem to get an Alexa that you can talk to, but it just helps my day-to-day executive functioning. So if I need to pick up my phone to add something to my grocery list or to I don't know, play a song, I get so distracted and I start to just do a million other things, and then I just can't figure out what I was trying to grab my phone for in the first place. And so my Alexa has actually started playing my favorite songs as my morning alarm recently. So that's the very start of my morning routine. Also, my hair is wet because I'm at the end of my morning routine, and this is the start of my day now. So the first thing that happens is I'm laying in bed, I'm deep in sleep. The other day I was literally in a coma when my alarm went off, but Alexa will play my favorite songs at 7 a.m. on every weekday. Just the past few days, I stayed up a bit later, so I switched her to 8 a.m. and I'm waking up at 7 a.m., 7:30 anyway, so I'm switching her back to 7 a.m. because even if I don't get up right at 7 a.m., the music keeps playing, and then I just get to lay in bed and listen to my favorite liked songs on Spotify. It's literally such a vibe. And I add to my liked songs often enough that for a couple days it'll be the same song it starts with, and then oftentimes it'll switch. So that is the way I start my day. I highly recommend. The reason I switched and started using Alexa as my alarm was because I had an alarm clock that actually broke. It was an alarm clock that was a sunrise alarm, so it would get slowly brighter, and then bird chirping noises would start to come on when it was time for my alarm. But sometimes the alarm wouldn't work. The bird chirping was the most horrific sound ever. It wasn't a relaxing bird chirp sound, and it ended up breaking. And so I just let it be broken for a while, and I would wake up and I'd go, Alexa, what time is it? She's gonna tell me. She just said morning, Jess. Oh, lovely. She just said morning. It's 10:33 a.m. Enjoy your day in the sun. So that's what I first started doing when I didn't have an alarm, because I do make my own schedule. So for a while, I didn't have any alarm going off, which actually is not as good for my mental health as I thought it would be. I was always like, sleep, I need to like get all my hours in and blah, 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 and sleep is priority. But when you don't have an alarm go off, it's actually really hard to like pull yourself out of bed, I feel like. So I've been really enjoying my 7 a.m. alarm. And then I obviously just know what time it is when the alarm goes off, so I don't need to ask Alexa. And also, the last thing about my broken alarm clock, I am obsessed with looking at the time. Genuinely, it's actually like a toxic trait a little bit, because then I'm just never relaxed. I'm just like on edge being like, what time is it? What time is it? What time is it? So now that I can't see with my own eyeballs what time it is in my room, if I like look over to my bedside table, my alarm clock's not there now. And it is so helpful because I can just check my phone if I really need to know. But a lot of the time I was looking at the time. I didn't actually need to know. And this has just been a big mood boost. Just, I'm glad that alarm clock died. I'd had her for so long. It was the end of her life. And now Alexa just does everything I need her to do. We don't need an alarm clock. And I highly recommend not having an alarm clock on your phone, because then you're touching it the first thing in the morning. And once I touch my phone, the whole morning routine is shifted. It's like, yep, it's phone time. I'm going to check it a few different times. The whole peaceful, serene morning routine, it's over. It's over. Okay, that's so dramatic, but it's like a smidge over. Okay, so I wake up and I immediately go pee, and then I keep my PJs on for a little bit. I'll go into my kitchen, I'll boil some water, and I've been really enjoying just like hot honey water lately. I used to do lemon water every morning, but now that I'm buying my own lemons, I'm like, I don't need lemons that bad. So I've been doing honey water every morning. This morning I actually did peppermint tea with a little bit of brown sugar, which was really nice. There was a phase in the summer when it was first starting to get hot where I was like, oh my God, I cannot have a hot beverage, but it really feels like warm and cozy, and it helps like speed up my digestive system in the morning. So I always have my hot beverage, and then I either go to back to my bed. I will go back into my bed, but I won't go back to sleep. I'll like read a book or I'll journal. Or yesterday morning, I went onto my balcony and went on my lounger chair, which was so nice. It wasn't too hot. It was a bit of a gloomy day, so I sat on my balcony. Or this morning, I went to my living room. I sat on my couch. And so I do live with a roommate, so sometimes she's on the couch in the morning, or if I'm up before her, then I went to the couch this morning. It's nice though. We kind of have our like separate morning experiences where we like don't talk and we're just like in our own experience. It's very necessary. Highly recommend. We both work from home too, so it's like you need your solo time, and in a small space that just requires not talking. We don't even make eye contact usually in the morning. So I really enjoyed this. Is like a staple for me. Some mornings if I wake up feeling more anxious or more energized, I won't necessarily sit and have my journal book moment, but I would say 85 to 95% of the time I do this. I find it just so helpful to like ground myself. Any like thoughts that are coming into my head right away, I'll journal them out, or I'll just like enjoy the novel I'm reading. Right now, I'm reading a novel by Carly Fortune. I am into her summer vibe. Her novels are so good. I also just finished reading another different book. I'll post them on my Instagram stories. All my fave books I do post on my Instagram, Human to Human Pod, just to keep you up to date. You can follow me on Goodreads. I think I like put all my books there because I'm on like a book challenge for the year on how many I can read. And I just like basically always have a book on the go. And I'm just realizing so many people are like, my morning routine starts in the evening before I go to bed. Yeah, no, I'm not really like that. But I do read a book before bed, and then I read a book in the morning sometimes. So there you go. I don't do a lot of evening prep for the morning. Okay, it's just me. I don't need to. And I'm just not an extremist when it comes to routines. And I feel like you can gather that from this episode. So we love that. We don't need to like push ourselves to do a bajillion things all the time. Fuck that shit. So I know when I am done my reading journal moment in the morning, when I get the urge to take my morning poop. There's our TMI moment for the day. I am a regular morning pooper. Always midway through drinking my tea, I feel it. It's time to go. And rarely will I go back to wherever I was and continue reading or journaling, because once I poo, then I'm hungry. So this morning I think I went and I like finished my tea. A lot of mornings I think I literally drink half my tea, and that's why I'm glad I'm just putting honey in it lately, because it's like I'm not wasting anything, just a smidge of water. So I will then be like, okay, poop's done, vibes are rolling, the energy's getting a little higher, time to start my day. And this next step in my morning routine is something my boyfriend got me hooked on at the beginning of July, which I am so grateful for, because this is the next thing that gets me ready for my day and has been very hard to push myself to do. And that is getting some type of movement in, and specifically exiting my apartment. I don't really go outside. I just go to the gym on a lower floor in my building, but it's still getting myself out of my workspace, out of my living space, out of my home space. And it's so freaking good for my mental health. I was a morning workout girly when I was in high school. It was like the last 2 years of high school. My mom and I got into doing workout videos together in the morning, and it was like hardcore because my school started at like 8:45. So we woke up at 6 and we would hit the workout while our eyes were like still half awake, half open, just trying to like get out of bed kind of vibe. So now it's nice to have a bit more of a slower start to going to do some movement. But I did mention after my pooperoonie, I'm hungry. So what I've been doing is I'll either make a smoothie and I will drink the smoothie while I work out, or I will just get some scoops of yogurt and then have some bites, and then it kind of curbs that like immediate hunger. But don't you worry, I have a full ass breakfast when I get back. And then I go to the gym, and sometimes I have an idea of what I'm gonna do when I walk into the gym. Other times I just like walk in and I just like see what's available. We have a little yoga room and we also have a little weightlifting room. And so depending on where people are and if it's busy, it's usually not busy, to be honest. But I will do what feels right. Especially depending on what part of my cycle I'm in, that will affect what movement I do. When I am ovulating, I'm like, let's go. I'm going to pump some iron. I'm going to get the cardio in. I did like a Zumba video recently. I am so grateful. In the yoga room, we have these like long mirror machines that are Echelon. That's the brand. I'm not sponsored. And they have a ton of workout videos there. So I literally did a Zumba video recently. It was so fun. I got to move and groove. This morning I did a 20-minute strength workout where it was like a full body. We did some squats, we did some planks, we did some push-ups, and I just love being guided. I sometimes, if I'm feeling really hype, I will go to the gym and I'll like lead myself through a weightlifting routine with some dumbbells, or we have like one singular machine. Just one. We actually have two machines. We have one machine for upper body, basically, where there's like lat pull downs. There's the ropes where you can do like tricep workouts and stuff. But there's only one. So if it's full, you're fucked. And then there's one other machine that's just for your legs, for like the quad. You move them. Oh, whoops. You move them up, and then your hamstrings, you move your leg down, and that's it. So it's slim pickings at the building gym. And there's a reason for that. We have two theories. My roommate and I have one theory, that they purposely put so little equipment in this gym for the space. Like, it's relatively spacious. It's on the smaller side, but there's definitely space where more things could be put. Like, there's only one dumbbell rack, but there's fully a spot where a second dumbbell rack could go next to it. They didn't choose to do that. There are two cycling machines, and there is so much space between each of them that there could be 3 or 4. And so my roommate's theory is that they don't want us using the gym. Because if you think about it, like the gym rats, they're going to go to Good Life, like, or they're going to go to like the actual good gym that's close by. They're not going to go to this like dingy, like, it's not dingy, it's new, it's nice, but like this, like, it's lacking the equipment you need to get like freaking huge. So our theory is that they don't want that many people using the gym, because then they have to maintain it more. It's more likely for things to break. It costs them more money. Yada, 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 yada. So we make do with what we have. We do. And I've started bringing my own yoga mat down, actually, because I was using their yoga mats at first, and they are getting dirty. The gym has only been open for 2 months, less than 2 months. It was open at the very end of May. And those yoga mats, there's 2 of them. Gross. Gross. So I brought my own yoga mat today and it was really nice. They have like a big yoga ball too, and they have some resistance bands. So you can always go down there and like just like do your own thing. But for me, I make so many freaking decisions in my day that I just need to be guided, to be honest. And it's so calming and it's nice. And the reason I started doing it in the morning and it being a non-negotiable for the morning is because as soon as I actually touch my computer or I touch my phone, the day is going to get away from me. Suddenly, everything else becomes more important. People are messaging me at work. I need to respond to emails. I have human-to-human stuff I'm worried about. I need to do a bunch of stuff for BB therapy. And so I'm just like, it's so much harder to prioritize a workout when I don't just do it as soon as I wake up because there's not as much thinking involved. Yes, you still have to make the decision to go to the gym, but if every single day you know that once you take your morning shit and take a scoop of yogurt or make your smoothie, you're going down there and you're just doing something. I'll go do a yoga video. I'll go stretch. I'll go walk on the treadmill and watch a YouTube video for 10 minutes. Like nothing, it doesn't need to be crazy. It doesn't need to be like a whole thing, but it's making me feel like even if I have a horrible day after that, I still woke up in the morning and I did something for myself. And it just helps me regulate my nervous system a little bit. It also helps me feel way more focused afterwards. I feel like I come back to my apartment and I'm like, I have direction now. Let's go. And then it's like, there's so much relief because you start living through your day and you go, I already got my workout in. I already got my movement in. I'm freaking good to go. And that has changed my day and then my weeks and all of that so much because I have just been drowning in decision fatigue, being like, okay, get away from your computer, Jess. It's noon. You need to go to the gym. You need to go to the gym. And if nothing's booked and in my calendar, if I don't need to be at a class or someone's expecting me at a certain time to go work out with them, it'll be so much harder to do it. And I actually enjoy it less. When I start my day with a good workout, I'm just like, this is the only place I need to be. It helps my brain wake up. And I knew I needed to do this when I was feeling really sluggish. I was feeling like I was having trouble focusing. I would be in meetings and my leg would be shaking a crazy amount. And I started to realize like, whoa, my body needs a physical release. And so I'm hoping to keep this morning routine up for the rest of the summer and ongoing just because it's only for weekdays, but it really gets my mental health in a good place. It gets my body in a good place. And then I'm also a morning showerer. Very much so. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, actually. I don't shower quite yet. Finish my workout. Sometimes it's 20 minutes. Sometimes it's 30. Sometimes I'm there for a bit longer. That's the vibe. Then I come back up and I am starving. At this point, I am so hungry and I am so ready for my breakfast. I thoroughly talked about food recently with my therapist, which was fantastic. And I was talking about how I get so frustrated because I'm hungry so much in the day and I have to feed myself all the time. And, I'm an adult now who does it herself. And she's like, well, you've been on a routine for so long. This is a good thing that like your hunger cues are very much in check. Your body knows when to expect food. And I was like, facts, bitch. Thank you. That's not a bad thing because I was comparing myself to like, I've had friends who like can go 5 hours without eating and I've just never been like that. And she's like, no, like your body just like knows what to expect and when to expect it. That's not a bad thing. So I'm like, slay. I come back from the gym and I'm like, let's eat my breakfast. And breakfast is my least favorite meal of the day just because I'm not a big egg fan. I'm not a big fan of making myself something thorough in the morning. I am the type of gal who will find my hyperfixation breakfast and will make it every single day for months till I get sick of it. Then I find a different one and then I make that one for months. And I've finally found my summer hyperfixation breakfast. Let's go. Okay. Either the smoothie is half drank at this point, so then I get to drink the rest of it when I eat the food. And then if not, I will make myself a proper yogurt like bowl where there's some fruit and some granola and some seeds that are aligned with my cycle. And that will act as like my my sweet dish. I also have like a lot of quirky food things. I struggle a lot with texture and stuff. So this has something to do with it too. There's a lot of thought that goes into my meals. So I'll have my sweet thing, my smoothie or my fruit bowl with my yogurt, coconut yogurt, because I'm not a dairy gal anymore because that hurts my tum-tum. And then I'll get a piece of toast. And another thing, I have been so picky with sourdough because I've been having sourdough bread for probably 6 months to a year at this point, and there's so many different kinds of sourdough. So my current fave is the Walmart sourdough. And that's annoying because there's no Walmart near me. Okay, so that's just besides the point, but I have some in my freezer. I don't have a big freezer, but I have some in my freezer because of the last time I went to Walmart with my fam. So I'll take a piece of bread and I'll put it in the toaster, and this sourdough is so delicious. I just put butter on it. Not butter, margarine. I am so weird. I have margarine in the fridge and I have butter because I always used to cook my eggs, and this is the next part of my meal. 2 fried eggs. Do I eat the yolk? No, not really, because I hate yolk. I have so many food things. This is why I also believe I'm neurodiverse. So I will have 2 fried eggs, but I used to always make them with oil, and that made me hate them even more. And my roommate always cooks with butter. So I'm like, fuck it, that smells good. I'm going to cook my eggs with butter as the thing that greases the pan. Delish. But I'm so weird that I will use butter to cook my eggs, but for my piece of toast, I'll put margarine on it, not butter, because I don't like the taste of butter on my toast, but I like the taste of margarine on my toast. Oh my God, I'm so much weirder than I thought I was. But like, hey, TMI, we're normalizing. Everyone's got their quirks. So then I have this beautifully well-rounded breakfast. I sit down, I'm still in my sweaty workout clothes, but I got my half-drink smoothie, I got my eggs, I got my toast. I could mix it up and put like PB&J on my toast, but like, I don't really want to do that. And so then I really enjoy that meal. And then if my roommate hasn't already unloaded the dishwasher, when I clean up, I'll unload the dishwasher because we run it every night before bed. And we had a good laugh recently because we were talking about my breakfast. And I was like, well, I have to have my smoothie or my yogurt bowl as like my in-between palate cleanser because I can't have like, it literally makes me go, I can't have like 5 bites of eggs. Oh my God, I don't even want to talk about it. Eggs, okay, I'm going to take a sip of water. It's the texture of the eggs. I can't. So my therapist was like, why do you eat eggs then if you hate the texture? And I'm like, because they keep me full and they have such good protein in them. And I don't fully hate them. I just go through phases with them. Okay. Are you still with me? We have woken up. We have drank some tea. We have journaled and read. We've taken a shit. We've gone to the gym. We've got a little bit of movement in and we've eaten breakfast. And now what? I'm sweaty and gross. So now it's time to take a shower. And like I said, I'm a morning showerer. I have curly hair. If you're watching the video version, like you'll see my hair slowly drying in this episode. So if I don't have a shower in the morning, I'm not the type of gal who can like make the curly girl hair method last for 4 or 5 days. I'm just not. I'm an everyday showerer. I have a catcher, a drain catcher thing that can catch all my hair so I don't have to like snake my drain all the time. I still had to do it the other day. I'm an adult. We're doing adult things. So I like to shower every day, and then it's so good if I work out in the morning because then it's like, oh, I don't have to worry about like double showering and getting my hair wet twice or whatever. I do not wash my hair every time I have a shower though, you crazy people. Don't think that every time I'm getting in the shower and wetting my hair, I am washing it. I'm washing it once, twice a week max, okay? Like today, got in the shower, didn't wash my hair. Did shave my legs though today, so slay. Love that for me. I do that probably every week and a half, maybe in the summer, maybe a little bit more often, but in the winter, maybe every 2 to 3 weeks. So I have my shower and it's really hot lately, so I've been having kind of like a medium temperatured shower. If I'm really hot, I'll have a cold shower, but my water pressure is really bad. And so if you turn it to cold, it's like the shower is basically about to turn off. So I'll have a shower and then I will exit my shower. And if you can see, oh, you actually can't see behind me in the video, but I have an ensuite bathroom. I'm so grateful. I pay a little bit more because of this. And I have moved my towel rack. I have a towel rack that goes over my door. And all my towels were on the inside of my bathroom. But because it's an ensuite, I would never close my bathroom door. So all of my towels would be like bunched together against the wall. And so they wouldn't dry well. So I've literally moved it so that like you can see all the towels all the time, but it's better because my towels will actually dry then. And I use quite a few towels because I have at least 2 bathing moments of the day, whether it's a shower or a bath, because I'm obsessed with water and it makes me feel regulated. So I have my shower and then we get into the curly girl plop. I recently, not that recently, maybe a year ago, learned about the curly girl hair method. So pre-curly girl hair method, I used to just like put a towel on my head, have my hair dry, and then put my curl cream in when my hair was kind of like all the wetness was wrung out of it with the towel. And so I've learned with the curly girl hair method, that's not the vibe. You want to get that curl cream scrunched in there when your hair is sopping wet. So I'll do that and I'll crunch it in, and I don't use a ton of curl cream. I don't use it every day. It depends on like if I'm going anywhere, if my hair needs to look good. And then I have my go-to t-shirt that I plop my hair in. I like whip my head over, I put the towel around, and then I typically keep the towel on for like 10 to 15 minutes. I kept it on a smidge longer today just so I could show you at the beginning of this episode, but I'll be able to tell when it's starting to like fall off basically. But I really like the towel because it like just soaks up some of the damp parts of my hair, but then it still has the curls looking good. And I never use a diffuser. I actually left my diffuser at my parents' house because I asked for one for Christmas one year. My mom got me it and I've probably used it 3 times. So I just like let my hair air dry. If I got a morning meeting, it might be a little bit of a wet hair moment in the morning meeting. It's okay. I will brush my teeth. I am a twice a day brusher now. I used to not be. I used to wake up, have my morning tea, and then brush my teeth after breakfast. I think that's kind of gross now. I brush my teeth as soon as I wake up, and then I also brush my teeth after breakfast. And I just think that's what you do as an adult. Let's grow up a little, okay? I'm not a child anymore who can deal with morning breath all day long. Okay, wow, I'm really saying some gross stuff in today's episode. And then depending on the day, I sometimes, probably most of the time, actually don't put makeup on. But today I was like, I'm about to record a podcast. So let's put some makeup on, feel a little cute, put an outfit on. Some days I put a cute outfit on. A lot of days I put a comfy outfit on because I work from home about 80% of the time. And I got a work from home setup now. Before, what the fuck was she doing? I was running around, going to a common workspace, going to the public library. It was a mess. And I think I'll actually tell you about this in next week or maybe the week after that's episode, because I had a whole crazy life, everything makes sense finally moment. My anxiety, all of that was starting to like finally come together of why things were feeling so unsettled. Based on an eye appointment. I'm like, not to be dramatic, but like sometimes the smallest, weirdest, most like unexpected things can just bring everything into focus and make everything make sense. So once I'm done my whole morning routine, I sit at my desk and I start my little job at my little computer, and the rest of the day is up to God. It's up to the Lord's, and Jesus take the wheel. I do try to plan out my work days, and maybe I'll give some advice on that soon. But thank you so much for joining me for my summer morning routine. I hope it inspired you to do a little something for yourself in the morning. I was feeling very unsettled, I think, because I also didn't have a morning routine at all for a while when I was living here. It was kind of just like you wake up, you get at your computer, you eat some breakfast, and it just like wasn't good for my mind. The morning is such a slow, beautiful, and could be a calm start to the day, and my brain will never feel throughout the day what it feels when I first wake up in the morning. Some days that's anxious, and I do feel that early in the day, but the grogginess, the slow moving, the just starting to wake up feeling, it's something I do want to cherish in the morning when I can. And so that's why I do this routine that takes me sometimes an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, but that's why I set my alarm for 7 a.m. So 7 a.m. waking up in the morning, gotta be fresh, gotta go downstairs, gotta have my bowl, gotta have cereal, seeing everything that time is going, ticking on and on. Okay, woo! Woo! Thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe so you don't miss when episodes drop every single Monday, and follow me on Instagram and TikTok at HumanPod in the meantime. And if you are searching for a therapist or you just want to get some insight into the therapy world, take a listen to Mental Health Matchmaker, the podcast that I run to make it easier to find the right therapist for you. It's on all streaming platforms, and I'm so excited to talk to you very soon. I love doing this, and I have so much to share. And please submit a question on my website, humanpod.com. It's totally anonymous. I would love to know what you're wondering, and I will answer it in a future episode. Now come back in 4 hours and my hair will be fully dry, because it literally takes that long for my hair to dry completely. So